motherfucking bag. Stand out the way, I made. Sacrificing time for this shit, man, I got a plan. Tried to tell niggas years ago, they ain't understand. Riding by myself and it's cool, I'm all in my head. Everything in life you can't replace, I build relationships. Pretty little smile make a nigga wanna lock it in. We met the same time I lost a friend, we should try again. You been on my mind, you should hop in. I ain't gon' hurt you, baby girl, you know we locked in. Used to be on FaceTime calls on the regular. Never made time, landed on my busy schedule. Now every time I get the bay, you know I think of you. Working on your brand, love, you know that I
And we are live. What's good with y'all, man? It's your boy, Henny DeMoore, straight from the liquor store, man. How's everybody doing? Happy Sunday, happy fun day. I hope everybody done enjoyed, they holiday weekend. A lot of us got to make that treacherous track back to work tomorrow morning. But hey, I know it's the Sabbath. We ain't animals and we ain't savages. You know what I'm saying? But we do have time to come in, and partake in a little bit of communion wine inside the liquor store. He said, Henny, go on to freestyle for us. No, that's for Landlord. Landlord is the rap aficionado and the artiste. You know what I'm saying? I just talk a little shit on Sundays. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna have to save all the musical stuff for Landlord. But salute to everybody sliding into the building, man. I see Angie in the building. Salute to you. 864 Cowboys fan. We still haven't seen a complete game from this team. This week is the perfect time for it. I agree. Most Logan, I think that's how you said that. Most Logan in the building. Salute to you. My brother Los Altos, the founder and originator of Fugazios. He's the one that came up with the formula. It was his idea for the cereal to make his own gravy. You know what I'm saying? So salute to Los Altos. He out here feeding the po. You know what I'm saying? He out here feeding the po and helping us out, man. Even though Thanksgiving is gone, we can still be thankful, that we got Fugazios in the cabinet. Yo, what's good? Hood Kush 81 in the building. Said, what's good, Henny? Hoodie in the building. Frank Ragnar isn't coming back to say the Lions from Big Q. I saw that. We got a lot to talk about, man. We got some stuff with some playoff implications that we should speak on. We're going to look at the Lions. We're going to talk about a little bit of everything in the liquor store, man. We're going to have ourselves a well-rounded, thought-out conversation, about what we need to happen and what we need to do. You know what I'm saying? But before I get too far ahead of ourselves, right? Because I normally just dive head first. Please remember to hit the like button when you slide into the liquor store. The more likes that we get on a video, the more that it helps with the algorithm. It puts us out there so that YouTube will suggest our videos to other people. And that way the platform can grow, right? Next, after you hit the like button, I would like for y'all to hit the share button. Sharing the content is like an invitation. You're inviting people to come in and partake in the content with us, man. And remember, we are back practicing, manifestation inside of the liquor store. We're trying to manifest the next 2 titles for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, we went to 6 the last time. And in hindsight, double six, triple sixes was probably not the best way to manifest some positive energy for the Dallas Cowboys. So we're doing 7 now because 7 is the number of completion. The Lord made the world in 6 days and he rested on the 7th. The Dallas Cowboys have already started the journey of trying to compete for a championship. They just have to complete the mission and complete the journey. So drop 7 shot glasses like Angie just did. Drop 7 championship trophies. Share the content 7 times. If you donate $7. We doing everything in our power to manifest not 1, but 2 championships for the Dallas Cowboys. Because that aligns, right? 7 is the number of completion, and 2 more titles will get the Dallas Cowboys 7 overall. So let's manifest in the liquor store. Let's hit that share button. Let's hit that like button. Let's hit those supers. Let's hit those cash apps. And let's slap the shit out of 7 Lions fans today, man. Because listen, I don't want y'all to think I forgot how they ran the score up on us last year. I don't want y'all to think that I forgot that they went out their way to try to humiliate us. Because they were mad because their head coach, had CTE. And he went for 2 77 times uncalled for. You know what I'm saying? You ain't have to go for 2, Dan Campbell. You ain't have to go for 2. But you did it. And you made your team lose. You know what I'm saying? So, I remember everything. Like, I forgive, but I don't forget. And honestly, man, in terms of the Detroit Lions, God forgives and I don't. In terms of the Detroit Lions, God forgives and I don't. I don't care that they beat up. I don't care who don't play for them. I don't care who ain't unretired for them. I want us to run the score up on them niggas. I don't just want to win. I want to go to their house and embarrass them how they tried to embarrass us. That's the law of the world, man. That's the law of the world. You know what I'm saying? Every action has an equal, reaction, and this is one of those things. Like, they went out there and they ran the score up on us for no reason. We were an injured team. Michael Parsons wasn't there. DeMarcus Lawrence didn't play. There was a bunch going on with our team last year when we played the Detroit Lions. And they ain't show us no pity. They ain't give a damn what we was going through. So guess what? Let's return the favor, man. Let's return the favor and run the damn score up on the Lions when we get opportunity. But let's talk about it, though, man. Let's talk about it. Because remember, everything for us going forward is a must-win game. Regardless of the outcome of any other game or matchup that happens over the course of these next couple of weeks, if the Dallas Cowboys win all 5 of their final games, right, if they win all 5 of their final contests, they're damn near guaranteed to make the postseason. You know what I'm saying? So regardless of, oh man, this team played this team and this team got the tiebreaker, woo-de-woo, get to 11-5-1, and the odds of you making not making the playoffs are slim to none, right? And they are the first, got people up on the list right now. You got to win out basically to give yourself the best opportunity to get into the playoffs, to get into the big dance, and you catch the Lions at the right time, man. You catch the Lions at the right time, because as I remember, their best wide receiver appears like he's not going to play. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Hey, Pickens got to be a Dallas Cowboy for life. I don't care what happens. I don't care if Mulugeta is a greaseball and he tried to reset the market, with George Pickens off of 1 year of production. I don't give a damn. Pay Pickens, put it out on the contract or some shit. After 2-3 years or some shit, just get it done. Because Pickens has been a revelation for the entirety of the offense. Now there's more than one person that if you put the ball in their hands, they can make something special happen. CeeDee Lamb, when you put the ball in his hand, he makes something special happen. You know what I'm saying? He's out there clowning all-pro cornerbacks. Like, if folks did not know the background of Trent McDuffie, you would thought he was a scrub the way that CeeDee Lamb was out there handling his ass. You know what I'm saying? And GP does the same thing. Like he's such a physically dominant presence. You know, it's damn near because of his catch radius too. Like it's damn near impossible to stop him on the slant. Like even on one of the slants, at the end of the game, they played inside leverage, and they still couldn't stop George Pickens from crossing his face because of the stem that he gave him. You know what I mean? Like he didn't run his slant the same way that he always run it. Like he got different stems for how he gets into his routes, and that's why he can be so efficient. You say you heard that Stragnall got a bad hamstring. We'll go through it, man. So right now, y'all know that he got hurt during the Thanksgiving game. He got rolled up on by two of his own teammates. Amon-Ra St. Brown is believed to have suffered a low ankle sprain Sunday, and while he continues to be evaluated, it's good news so far on his chances for returning sooner than later. Detroit plays just one game in the next 16 days, and that's us on the 4th on Thursday Night Football. The MRI and other tests confirmed a low ankle sprain with no structural damage and a quick return. Sources say essentially a 1 to 2 week injury, like Dan Campbell said. Now, Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to push to play, but even if he does play, let's say he try to gut it out, and he try to go out there, he would not be nowhere near as effective, as he should be. Sometimes players hurt the team by playing. You know what I'm saying? I get that he want to be out there. I get, that he want to go out there and help his team. They're also in must-win mode because of the hole that they dug themselves in. But I'm not sure what he can do for them right now, man. All right, so Rogue said, "What up, Henny? What's up with you, man? What's good with you? Thank you for tapping in and showing love to the platform." Soul Goddess, Jared wanted Pickens. You think he didn't try to offer a contract? His agent literally said no talks until the offseason before Boy got off the plane. David Mulageta ain't playing. Oh, money get. I see the play on words that you did. I got you. Yep, if we win and come out healthy, we got a 10-day grace period to shake back. You know what I'm saying? So, and listen, I never want people to get hurt. I don't root for people to get injured. I don't want him to be hurt. You know what I'm saying? I hate that he's injured in regards to Amon-Ra St. Brown. But, the Dallas Cowboys have been injured a lot this year. We played multiple games without CeeDee Lamb, and nobody shed tears for us. We played multiple games with a patchwork offensive line, and nobody shed tears for us. You know what I'm saying? We done been through some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, teams still play like we lost somebody. Like a person on our team lost their lives, and teams still play us their hardest. You know what I'm saying? It's a business. It's competition, right? It's nothing personal. It's just, at this point in time, it's the Lions' time to have the short end of the stick. You know what I'm saying? It's the Lions' time to have the short end of the stick. Because we've had the short end of the stick time in and time out. We've had numerous injuries. Last year, we played most of our games without our starting quarterback. Did anybody cry for us? Did anybody mourn the loss of the 2024 season for the Dallas Cowboys? There were no tears shed. Nobody showed up to the funeral but the fans. So, I get it. I understand. They might be beat up a little bit, but they're a well-coached team. I got a lot of respect, for their head coach. I got a lot of respect for their head coach. I think that he goes for it on fourth down way too much. I think that it's counterintuitive at times to do the things that he does. But I think he's a good coach. So he'll have his team ready to play. He's not gonna make excuses. He's gonna go out there and they're gonna compete. And they still got weapons, even without Amon-Ra St. Brown. Jameson Williams just got paid a lot of money, because he's a big play threat at wide receiver. He had over 1,000 receiving yards last year. We had over 1,000 receiving yards last year. He just went for over 100 yards this last game. Yeah, I saw that. There were people talking greasy about kneeling passing. There were people that ain't shit. There were people that wasn't raised right. There was people that mamas failed them. There were people who daddies failed them, and they're horrible people. And they grew up to spew venom on the internet to strangers to make themselves feel better. Yeah, that is very true. That is very true. So yeah, man, like listen. I get it. I understand. I don't care though. Lace them bitches up. Salute to Numbhead Neil too. What up, Henny? He said, woke up early, felt the chill in the air from the north of me, and it was the nefarious spirit of landlord. Told me it was time to slap 64 Eagles fans before checking in. Now listen, that chill down your spine, that definitely was landlord. Anytime that you feel like you got a devil on your shoulder telling you to do some dastardly shit, it's probably landlord talking to you, man. But salute to my brother Numbhead Neil for sliding in. He said, I ain't got no pity for no injured teams. They ain't have none for us. I do unto others that they have unto me. Indeed. Nah, they was happy. I remember they were joking the same night that got hurt, didn't even know the severity of the injury. Yeah, there were folks in here saying that Dak Prescott faked his hamstring injury. You know what I'm saying? There were folks in here saying that he quit on the team because they were bad. No, man. Nah, like I get it, because we're decent people. We can empathize with people. We can sympathize with people. But we still gonna bring belt. Because we got to get it. Man, hell yeah. Matter of fact, I'm glad that you brought this up. He said, hey, Henny, has Quentin Williams made, a big difference? Let me show you the Dallas Cowboys defense since the bye. I'm glad that my brother Derek came through and just threw up that alley, because that's an easy-ass dunk right here. All right, so since the bye, because remember, we added Quentin Williams over the bye week. We also got Overshown back. We also got Revel back. We got Kalen Carson back. We traded for Logan Wilson. We used more 5-man front. So it's not just one person. But when you mix all those ingredients in together, this is what you get on the defensive side of the ball. This is what you get on the defensive side of the ball when you get better players. Dallas Cowboys, last 3 games, only allowing 21.6 points per game. Passing yards per game, 242. Rushing yards per game, we're only allowing 69.6. We got 8 sacks. Third down defense, we've held them to 13 of 37. So that's a huge improvement. That is a huge improvement right there, from what we were doing. Salute to Numbhead Neil, too, out there with the 499. He said, Tyler Booker is out here handling grown-ass men already as a rookie. His film versus Chris Jones is legit. Woo! You ain't lying, man. And think about it. This ain't Tyler Booker's final form. Tyler Booker does not have his grown man strength yet. Tyler Booker, is going to get a little bit bigger. He's going to get a little bit stronger. He's going to get a little bit wiser. You know what I'm saying? So, this ain't even Tyler Booker's final form. This is how he's coming in the gate. And, I got to show love, to my brother Lou. I do. Because Lou stood on the table, before a lot of people did, and was speaking about how gangster Tyler Booker was. And how he was willing, to sacrifice the 12th overall pick to get him. You know what I mean? So, Tyler Booker's a great player. And I never doubted Tyler Booker's ability. You know what I'm saying? Me and Landlord made a whole entire video about how he was a first-round pick, and people was out here gassing RAS scores and shit too much. You know what I'm saying? We did that. We never, ever undermined his talent. We were just, looking at it from the standpoint of team building. Because, I was eyeing a different guard, to bring in here. Matter of fact, we're playing. We'll play Tate Ratledge this upcoming week. We'll play him. So I love Tyler Booker. He's done great things for the Dallas Cowboys up to this point. You ain't got to worry about, Jalen Carter. You ain't got to worry about Chris Jones. You ain't got to worry about, Dexter Lawrence. You ain't got to worry about none of them niggas in the interior causing havoc. Right? So kudos to Tyler Booker. Kudos to the Fighting Tylers. But yeah, to the original point of the question, yes, since Quentin Williams has gotten here, and since we got, real NFL talent on this team, 21 points per game, 242 passing yards per game, under 70 rushing yards a game. You got 8 sacks in a 3-game time span, and in 3 games, you're allowing a very, very low conversion rate on third down. So everything across the board has been better for the Dallas Cowboys since the acquisition of, Quentin Williams. By the way, make sure that you vote your players into the Pro Bowl. I love that we are giving them their flowers. I love that we're, speaking very highly of them. I love that we're, out here singing their praises, and they deserve it. They deserve all the love and praise they get. But make sure that you vote them in, man. There's a lot of guys on this team that are playing out of their mind, and they ain't never been to the Pro Bowl. Javonte Williams is playing out of his mind. He ain't never been to the Pro Bowl before, man. Reward him for what he's done for this running game. When Dak Prescott hangs his cleats up, these Pro Bowl selections are going to help him get into the Hall of Fame. Right? So if you think that Dak Prescott has played well this season, and he has, he got the number 1 QBR. He's second in touchdown passes. He's one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the National Football League. Like, seasons where they earn these accolades and earn the stuff that they done, reward them for it. It helps them. So if you want to vote to put your players into the Pro Bowl, you can either A, go on X, and you can vote on X. You put the hashtag Pro Bowl vote, and then you put the player's name, right? Or you can take your ass to NFL.com, log in, and make a whole ballot, and vote for players. But make sure that you vote your players into the Pro Bowl, because they deserve it. You know what I'm saying? They deserve it. Quentin Williams deserve it. Dak Prescott deserve it. Hell, y'all love Jake. Jake been making plays for the Dallas Cowboys. I'd have some issues with how they scheme for Jake Ferguson, but he's been pretty productive for you. He made some clutch plays, down the stretch of some of these games that you would not win games without. Tyler Booker, we just went on this whole soliloquy about how he beating up on grown ass man as a rookie. Vote his ass in. All right, Angie, I'd be spamming the shit. Like I literally vote these people in, 40, 50 times a day. Like, I am very adamant about getting these niggas into the Pro Bowl because they deserve that shit. They deserve it. Especially because, listen, think about George Pickens. George Pickens has never made a Pro Bowl selection in his life. He's over there in quarterback hell, playing with the ghost of Russell Wilson. He out there playing with Justin Fields. He out there playing with I forget the kid name. Y'all remember the dude that Myles Garrett beat up with the helmet? He was out there playing with that motherfucker. Out there playing with Kenny Pickett and shit. Right? So, he ain't never had a real quarterback. He ain't never had the opportunity to reap the benefits of playing with an all-pro quarterback like Dak Prescott. So let's help George Pickens get to the Pro Bowl. Let's help CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb is averaging damn near 100 yards a game. Vote your players in, man. And if you don't know how to do it, hold on. If you don't know how to do it, I'll show you. Give me 2 seconds. I'm finna log in and show y'all how to vote. Because listen, some of y'all may not even have an NFL .com account or nothing like that. It's cool. I'm gonna show you how to do it on social media. real quick. Hold on. Let's see. Can't say it enough that I love. Yeah, he gonna be a first team All Pro too. It's not just Pro Bowl accolades for GP3 now. He's gonna be a first team All Pro, as he should, because he's one of the most dominant wide receivers in the league this year.
The biggest concern is,
that.
when you get a
He deserves that. Oh, let me get this. Let me get this up here so I can screen share it for y'all. Hold on. All right. So you go to your X account. That sounds dirty. You go to your Twitter account. All right. You pull up your Twitter account. Boom. We on there. All right. We outside with it. So boom. You go on there. You put a hashtag. Boom. Pro Bowl vote. That hashtag gonna pop up. You click it. Pro Bowl vote. You put Dak Prescott up. You do it again. Pro Bowl vote. Boom. Put George Pickens. Pro Bowl vote. Put that hashtag up there. Put CeeDee Lamb. Every time you post it with that hashtag and you post their names and shit, it counts as a vote. Right? That's all you got to do is put the hashtag and put the player's name. If you didn't see it before, let's do it again. Pro Bowl vote. Tyler Booker. Pro Bowl vote. Who else a gangster on this team that deserve it? Tyler Smith. The Fighting Tylers. Don't separate the Fighting Tylers. Pro Bowl vote. Brandon Aubrey. Pro Bowl vote. Quinnen Williams. Then you hit post. Every time you do that, it's going to count as a vote for the Dallas Cowboys to get in. Whoever you put there, put it in there. So yeah, that's how you do it. If you want to vote your players into the Pro Bowl, that's easy. That's easy work right there. You can do that 1,000,000 times in a day. You can do that 1,000,000 times throughout the course of the day, man. It said Turpin issue is y'all need to hit him. Angie just give Turpin these last 5 games. I feel it. But yeah, that's how simple it is to do. So I need y'all to go out there and vote them boys in, though. Like I said, they deserve that shit. But let's move along, man. Let's move along, to some more talk about the Lions. Because they're not a bad team. They have a winning record. Oh, salute to Numbhead Neil, too. With another $4.99 for your mind. Thank you for helping keep the lights on in the liquor store. Oh, nah. Hell nah. Hey, Angie, there ain't shit wrong with that. If you don't think a player deserves to go, you ain't got to vote for him. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to vote for him. Like, listen, I have a standing bet that if Tyler Guyton makes the Pro Bowl, I'll win $400. I got money on the line, and I'm not even voting for Tyler Guyton. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to keep it real sometimes. If you don't feel the player is deserving of going to the Pro Bowl, don't vote him in. You know what I'm saying? There's some guys universally that we can say deserve to go. Dak, George Pickens, Javonte. You could probably say Jake Ferguson because of his stats compared to other tight ends. You could say, some different guys. Like, there's some guys on this team universally we all would vote for. And then there's some guys that, if you might not feel they did enough. And there's nothing wrong, with saying that. Like, I literally have money on the line that if Tyler Guyton makes it to a Pro Bowl, then I'll win $400. And I still am not voting for Tyler Guyton to go. You know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, did I put Numbhead's Neil's super chat up here? not only do Hurts and the Eagles offense got to say pause after every tush push, they have also said pause on winning games. Yeah, they might not win this next game. Like the Chargers are no hoes. Especially with the way they match up with them. Because I think they got to go to LA to play that game. And the Chargers got to come to us. So, there's no guarantee they win that game. There's no guarantee they win that game. There's no guarantee they beat the Bills. Crazy how, there's no guarantee that they sweep the Commanders. The Commanders is a divisional game. We already seen that they lost to the Giants. You know what I'm saying? So there's no guarantee that they just keep winning. Because they haven't won their last 2 games. They're on a losing streak. Yeah, Tyler Guyton has improved. But, I don't think that he's a Pro Bowl caliber player. I agree, Sean. You heard the song. You got to sweep around your own front door before you try to sweep around mine. We got our own issues to worry about. None of this shit matters if we don't stop them. If we don't stop them, if we don't win this game, none of this matters. So every game's a playoff game. We're not looking ahead. We're not checking the rooting guide. At least not today. But this is Jared Goff on the season. He hasn't been as efficient as you want, right? Him and Dak are tied for the second most passing touchdowns. He has 3 less interceptions. He has less yards passing. Dak is number 1 in QBR, and Jared Goff is number 13 in QBR. When blitzed, Jared Goff, has eaten. Like he's not the guy that really, you need to blitz. If you can pressure Jared Goff with 4 and get home, and you throw some disguises, because listen, Jared Goff is not the best quarterback in the world, but he top 10-ish. Like he a top 10-ish guy, when he plays in a system like that. Right? The system's good. He's comfortable. He has a run game. They utilize a lot of play action. Right? They give him some easy throws. So he's not a bad quarterback per se, but he's somebody that if you move them from their spot, they're not the same quarterback. Right? If you can trick Jared Goff, you can beat Jared Goff. This is a game that I want to see some more disguises. So even if I do, blitz, I don't want him to see that shit. Like I'm covering up who's coming. If I'm blitzing, that shit finna look like straight up, zone coverage. I might play some fire zones against him, so we don't know who's coming and who's falling back into coverage. I might do some simulated pressures. I might show, like a double A gap look, and then drop people in the coverage behind it, so we got to hold on to the ball. And then there's question marks about the interior of that offensive line. There's question marks about the interior of that offensive line for sure. Oh yeah, there's definitely plays that Patrick Mahomes, made, in the Kansas City game that Jared Goff just cannot make. That 16-yard run on 3rd and long, Jared Goff cannot make that play. You know what I'm saying? He's getting tackled from behind, might be a strip sack or some shit. You don't have to spy Jared Goff. He's not going to beat you with his legs. That's not the kind of quarterback that he is. Him being athletic enough to jump, over 2 shoestring tackles that would have led to a sack and launch a ball, off platform, 35 yards down the field accurately to make a big play like that. He's not able to do that. Like when throwing on the run, accurately, is not really Jared Goff's strong suit. He stands tall in the pocket. He's a tall quarterback that can see over the offensive line and see, the entirety of the defense. He delivers the ball with anticipation. You know, he's great when he's in rhythm. He plays in a timing based offense. Like he's great at shit like that. He is not like Dak Prescott where the pocket collapses and he finna do some Houdini shit. You know, he might run for 8-9 yards for a touchdown in the red area. You know, he's not finna make the play that Dak made to Javonte Williams for the touchdown. Like everything breaking down and he's scrambling to buy time and he delivered an accurate pass for a touchdown. He's not doing that. You know what I'm saying? He's not doing that. Now, at least not on a consistent basis. You know what I'm saying? Once every blue moon, maybe. But on a consistent basis, no. And, you know, that's why I said that I'm probably going to disguise some shit. Cause I don't think this offensive line with the injuries they have, you know, is going to hold up in pass pro the entire time. You know, that's one of the reasons why I think Frank Ragnow tried to come back to help this team. You know, I think that there's the center that they have is injured right now. And I like Tate Ratledge. I love Tate Ratledge. He's been great for them. You know, he was an All-American out of Georgia, a great athlete, a mauler, not the best technically sound guard. You know, that's why Lou was sort of turned off by him. But, you know, when you got that kind of physicality and strength, you know, and aggressiveness, like, you try and coach people up like that. You know, you get a super athlete, you just try to teach them to refine their skill sets and shit like that. You know? It's just like if you get Shaq, you know, like Shaq is so big and strong, I will teach him, you know, footwork, and I'll teach him, you know, how to develop a post game. And, you know what I'm saying? And the nigga never learned how to shoot a free throw. But, you know, when you got super athletes, you know, sometimes you take the gamble on teaching them how to play the position, you know, from a technical standpoint. You know, that's part of coaching. But I do like Tate, but, you know, I think we got the better guy. I do. You know, I was giving Lou and them a hard time, but I think we got the better guy, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad you asked that question because I think I got it in here somewhere. If not, I can add it in real quick. You were asking how they defense ranks. I think we've played two better let's not even think. We played two better defenses than them already. We've already played two better defenses. Let me add this in real quick. So, boom. Media. Other image. Photo library. Here we go. Now, I don't know if there's a duplicate floating around here or not, but you know. All right, so this is the Detroit Lions defensive stats, you know, up to this point. Right, so yards per game, 316.2. So that's 12th in the National Football League. Passing yards per game, they're 16th. They give up about 212 passing yards per game. Rushing yards per game, they give up 103.7. That's 14th. Points per game, they're middle of the pack. On average, they're giving up about 22.8. So that's middle of the pack at 16th. They do get a lot of sacks. Like Aiden Hutchinson is gangster. This is going to be a game where you can't let Aiden Hutchinson beat you. You know, he's one of the premier pass rushers in the league. You know, he's a double-digit sack guy. He's always a threat to take a game over. So we're gonna pay attention to Aiden Hutchinson. We're gonna pay Aiden Hutchinson all the respect in the world. You know, Javonte Williams, you're gonna help on his side. Jake Ferguson, you're gonna chip this nigga. You know, we're going to do everything in our power to slow Aiden Hutchinson down because most of these sacks they came from his ass. Passer rating allowed 95, 21st. So like it's not like they're an efficient passing defense. They give up yardage. You know, they give up a high passer rating. Very high passer rating, matter of fact. Blitz percentage. We know that Dak Prescott is the best quarterback in the league against the blitz. right? He diagnoses at a high level. He delivers the ball accurately, on time. He sees it. He throws it. Dak Prescott is like that against the blitz. And he's still athletic enough to buy time in the pocket to where, hey, I know this is my hot, but if I can hold this motherfucker for like a beat longer, I can go over the top for a big play right here. Because this coverage they playing behind it is susceptible to this end breaker. So I see the hot. I could throw the hot, but I still got enough juice in my body athletically where I can make a second level throw, and beat that shit. Right? So they blitz a lot, 31.1%. If they come out there and they try to heat Dak Prescott up, I think that Dak Prescott would light them up. The best bet to beat Dak Prescott, is to rush 4, you drop 7 in the coverage and pray that he makes a mistake. But because you got these dynamic playmakers out there, and because you got a great run scheme, if you try and sit back and play these light boxes, against the Dallas Cowboys, it's going to be hard. Tyler Booker is moving people. Cooper Beebe is playing better. Tyler Smith is still one of the better guards in the National Football League. So if you try and play us straight up, if you say, hey, we're going to go out here in a too-high safety shell, we're going to play cover 6, we're going to play some form of Tampa 2, or we're going to play, cover 3 buzz, we're going to buzz the safety down, whoop-de-woo, whoop-de-woo. You try that shit, and we might end up running for 150, 140 yards. Dusty said Dak should be feared. He's the best quarterback in the league right now. Like, we just talking about operating with what he been operating with. Like, yeah, dog. Like, Dak Prescott had no margin for error earlier on in the season. We're winning now. He's getting praise, but he's been good all year. The only quarterback that's thrown more touchdowns than Dak Prescott is Matthew Stafford. And there isn't a quarterback in the league with a better QBR right now. Dak Prescott is number 1 in quarterback rating right now. And, that factors in, on target throws, completion percentage, what you do with your legs in the run game, turnover-worthy plays, all that shit. Right? And he's number 1 in the metric that grades everything quarterback related. So you're right. By the numbers, he is the best quarterback in the league by the QBR stat. And everything else, he's top end. He's top 2 or 3, in passing yards, passing touchdowns, and everything else under the sun. He said Dak's pronouns or I'm him. He said, how do you contain Gibbs? Same way you contained every other run game that you face. You just gotta play your 5-man fronts. You're so much better now at the defensive tackle position, and you're so much more athletic at the linebacker spot that if you play the 5-man fronts and you maintain your gap integrity and you force them to try and bounce it out, you got speed from sideline to sideline. Like Kenneth Murray, sideline to sideline is fine. It's Kenneth Murray trying to diagnose plays that I don't like. DeMaurian Overshown is a beast when it comes to moving sideline to sideline. So as long as the Dallas Cowboys aren't getting beat inside, right? They're not giving them running lanes on the inside, and they got to try and get to the edge. The Dallas Cowboys have a very good ability to stop anybody's run game. You just have to have edge integrity. You got to have gap integrity. You got to be willing to play some of these 5-man fronts. And listen, they're going to be down Sam Laporta. Sam Laporta is on IR. They'll probably be down Amon-Ra St. Brown. He might push the play, and if he does play, he'll be limited. But I'm moving forward like Amon-Ra St. Brown is not going to be out there. Like, they're going to be relying on a 3rd-round pick rookie from Arkansas, my boy Isaac Tesla, and they're going to be relying on Jameson Williams. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying they're bad wide receivers, but we played better wide receivers these last 2 weeks. The same game plan that you had when you stop the run and want to make teams one-dimensional, it's going to have to be the same game plan for the Lions moving forward. I put my best 5 linemen down, and then hell, we still seen you don't lose a lot on coverage, because even if I show you 5, I've seen them run James Houston from the defensive end spot down to the flat and take away underneath throws before. I've seen them, stand up. Donovan Izaraku show like he's rushing from the middle and then drop him in coverage. And then I've seen him come, pause. I've seen him actually rush from the standing up position. Standing up in the middle of the defense and rushing from there. I've seen him rush from there. I've seen him rush from there, and I've seen him fall back into coverage. You know what I'm saying? So HTM, it's goal that we experienced the ends attack KC. Yeah. Like, you play better wide receiving cores than what you're gonna play, on Thursday. Rashee Rice, Travis Kelce, Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy. Those are some incredible players. They're great players. AJ Brown, Dallas Goedert, Devontae Smith. Like, those are great players. You could play some gangsters these last 2 weeks, and for the most part, especially in the second half of games, you held these teams in check. Belt Buckle was trying to play this last game, so he might be back for this game. So we'll see. You also might get Trayvon Diggs back. And if you get Trayvon Diggs back, you got a really great opportunity to go out here and go on this run. Because even if you think, like, hey, dog, like, I like the corners we got, that's cool. But Siobhan Revel is fresh off an injury. Kalen Carson is fresh off an injury. DeRon Bland has been dealing with issues with his feet, since last year. You know what I'm saying? He did have a hamstring, and he tried to play this last week. Like, it was a game. What I'm trying to say is, like, he was a game time decision last week. So it's hard for me to think that you go from almost playing to not playing at all the next week, unless Seatbelt has like unless Seatbelt has like a setback. I can't really see him not playing this week. Yeah, Belt Buckle, Child Lock. We're not at the point we're gonna give my nigga his nickname back just yet. I want to, because I feel like I judged him too harshly. Because when I sit back and I think about the shit, the nigga only played, 6 games, his rookie year. He only played 6 games his rookie year, and I took his powers. I took all that nigga powers over 6 games. So, we'll have a meeting as a family at the end of the season, and we want to give him his nickname back. But yeah, I would love to get Trey back, because he gives you another body, he gives you experience, and Trey's going to be playing with a much improved front. Trey knows that folks cannot just sit and hold the football now, because Quentin Williams is going to force them to double team his ass. Andrew said he never had powers. He is loading up in Baby Seed and Flying Bottle Catchers is horrible names. Yeah, we be doing people any kind of way on this motherfucker, man. I gotta stop doing folks like that. But yo, it's almost time, for the games. I got a ticket to build. I gotta go try and make some money on, because I want to one day stop working. I want to get rich quick and retire and make content full time. So I'm gonna see if I can win enough money today to where I can make content full time. I don't see if I can put me a lottery ticket in and possibly come up. So I gotta go. I got some shit I need to analyze. Just remember. The Dallas Cowboys must control what they can control. The Dallas Cowboys must control the controllables. We can't force other people to lose. We can't force other people to win. We can't worry about tiebreakers. Handle your own business. Win out, and you will get in without a doubt. Win out, and you will get in without a doubt. You got 5 more games that you must go through. You only really have 2 more quote-unquote good teams left on the docket. If you beat the Lions, you are in great shape. Because that helps you knock them behind you. You'll have a tiebreaker over the Lions. They'll get an extra loss. You'll get an extra win. And you will be the first team in, waiting to move into the wild card spot. Beat the Lions. Beat the Lions. I repeat, beat the motherfucking Lions. Beat their whole ass because they deserve that shit. But yeah, man, we going to lock in. We're going to bring you some more advanced metrics and shit about the Lions and what they do, the personnel, we'll be getting stuff out of sequence. I think the Dallas Cowboys practice at some point today. They might be practicing right now because we have a Thursday game. We ain't got a lot of time to prepare and anything else. I think they practice today. So when we get updates, and the Lions do too. So we get updates, about who is on their injury report and everything else, we'll see what happens. But yeah, man, it's your boy, Henny the Moore, reporting live from the liquor store. On the way out, please hit the like button. Please hit the share button. Please slap the shit out of an Eagles fan. And hey, I don't know if y'all seen this bitch, but I personally made myself a new intro song. I don't know if y'all were in here for it. So on the way out, I'm going to play y'all the new intro song for the liquor store. The new intro video for the liquor store. So I'm going to holler at y'all. God bless. Fuck the Eagles. Fuck the Lions. Or fuck anybody that been hating on the Dallas Cowboys. Your boy is out.